Wow.
All right, second story. Here we go. Kevin McLaughlin.
I know this is going to be tough to get through. I can already feel the
No,
energy.
go ahead.
in this
Watch.
room.
I'm not gonna.
It's been bad in here so
everyone
far.
buckle up.
As soon as you start talking, I'm not saying a single word.
This is gonna be a 3-hour episode.
Oh,
Okay,
dude.
Cody, I'll hold you to that. Everyone knows dolphins are intelligent. Everyone knows that.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're like the second most intelligent creatures on
Sure,
Earth.
they could be. Do you ever wonder how we
I don't have the
found
facts to
out?
prove you wrong.
I do. They identify themselves in mirrors.
Okay, sure. That's not what I'm talking about.
I think we said a few crazy dolphin things on this podcast before. Do they have sex with? Do they have gay sex?
They do.
gay
There's gay
dolphins.
dolphins.
Dolphins try and rape human beings.
That
That's not a
also
joke.
true.
That is true.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
So yeah, you ever wonder
Careful
how
if you're googling that.
how we came to grips? I'll power through this fucker.
He's looking at me to try to get my attention.
Cody said
Go
he
on, I
wasn't gonna
got you.
talk. He already
Yeah, Cody's.
We all knew that was a
The
lie.
second there was one pause. You ever just listen to dumb shit I talk about?
Oh man.
So we've wondered how people found out the dolphins were so smart.
Yeah.
Jeff speculates that it might be they were looking at themselves in mirrors.
Yes.
Before we can answer that question, we have to talk about aliens and what aliens have to do with our understanding of dolphins.
Okay.
I would agree that we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Good. Because that sets it up
We're
perfectly.
going to.
We should.
Let's take a step backwards, a couple steps, to 1960,
Okay.
A couple.
I'm there.
where I have a couple individuals. This story, I had to spend some time reading it because there was a couple characters and they jumped around a little bit. So I think now I have a pretty solid understanding.
Okay.
So we'll go back to 1960 with an American neuroscientist,
Cold War.
Dr. John Lilly. Now, John Lilly was fascinated by animals. He loved animals. He loved one animal in particular, a dolphin. And what
Would have been
Dr.
weird if you didn't say dolphin.
It
Then.
would have been. His favorite animal, a dog.
A
also had a
smoking
dolphin.
chimpanzee.
So he was fascinated by animals, namely the dolphin. And being a neuroscientist, he was a smart person. Wanted to try and teach English to a dolphin so that they can communicate. So now we have another character, Frank. I don't know why I said that. Frank Drake. This is tough. Frank Drake.
Okay.
FD.
He was an FD. He was an American astronomer and an astrophysicist. So also a
Smart
pretty
dude.
smart person. So he learned a little bit about Dr. John Lilly and what he was trying to do with teaching English to dolphins. So Drake said, maybe we can use dolphins to communicate with aliens.
Hold on. Not where.
Hold on.
Okay.
The reason that they said that was because they think like they knew that dolphins were super intelligent and like that they were responsive and could.
Talk to aliens.
Well, they said what their reasoning was they're a very intelligent animal.
Yeah.
We don't know what aliens are like, so maybe they can speak to dolphins. Was generally, I'm sure there's a lot more smart things that go around with like making that connection.
So my hang up so far is the number one most intelligent creature on this earth apparently was like, we can't talk to aliens, but what if we get the second most smart creature?
But if you think about it, because dolphins use echolocation.
Yes.
And they swim.
So with those two
And they
things,
kind of look alienish,
Outer space is basically like the ocean of.
the universe.
Sure.
Dude, and
exactly.
And if an alien went to grab a human, it might be able to hold on to it. You try and grab a dolphin.
It's slippery.
Well, I think
like a bar of
essentially what they were trying to do is like create like have a bunch of different languages,
Don't
and they
drop the
thought
dolphin.
like a bunch of different languages that are spoken on the world in the
Yeah.
world, and they saw dolphins as an intelligent enough creature where they could maybe start to understand that language and then add that to their toolkit, per se, for communicating with an alien life force.
I'm just not getting it.
How goddamn frustrating would it be if you sent these dolphins to talk with aliens? They drilled it. The aliens and the dolphins now have this repertoire. They're friends, they're pals, they can communicate. And then the dolphin gets back here and he's like, these guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Why aren't they understanding what I'm saying? Talking back to the humans. And we're like,
We just toss him a tuna.
no, I mean, yes, lunch, but no.
Well, yes, give me that, but no.
I will accept the tuna, but you're not getting the point.
Jeff, I just want you to know that I'm also right with you, and I don't really understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys would just let me finish a story.
You said it was an astrophysicist and a neuroscientist?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So there's some smart
It's a lot of brain power.
So the idea is, maybe this will help you guys get it.
Okay.
Your dumb pea brains.
Is that you guys will never get it because you're idiots.
Can you refresh me what year this was again?
This is in 1960.
Okay.
So it was like a thought practice of, if we can figure out how to communicate with dolphins, so like interspecies communication, they will eventually be able to figure out how to communicate with aliens, should they have the chance. So with this, Drake, being an astrophysicist, was able to secure funding for this project of learning everything about dolphins and learning how to speak to dolphins. So they secured funding from NASA to work on this.
And then secured some dolphins.
They already had the dolphins. That's the part that we're getting
Funding
here
came
about.
from NASA. Dolphins came from the ocean.
There's a picture of an alien.
No, it's not.
That's a dolphin. You ever see a dolphin out of water?
Here's a picture of an alien, like it's just an actual real picture that he's looking at. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Some artist rendered alien. Okay, so they secured funding from NASA. So now Frank Drake was not directly involved in the study. It was Lilly, so John Lilly, and then his partner, Margaret Howe Lovat. So I don't know her credentials, but I assume they are
She
on par
hyphenated her last name. I'm sure she has credentials.
dolphin expert.
She's probably a dolphin expert. So they used the money that they got from NASA to build this new awesome lab that they're going to use to communicate with dolphins. So normally, since this is a story on this podcast, things don't go according to plan.
Something went awry.
Something went awry. So
Yeah, that's just it. And they did some studies. It turns out nothing happened. And
we've been
that's it.
talking about dolphins, but let's personify this dolphin a little bit. We have a young male dolphin named Peter.
Cool.
Now, Peter was one of the main participants in this study.
I don't think he had a choice. I don't think
No, he was just in the water at the time.
not a participant.
He was just in the water.
I
So
barely speak dolphin. And they want me to go.
Margaret Lovat spent a great deal of time with Peter.
Gross.
Lovat said that the dolphin Peter seemed to have a great deal of interest in her, and he was very interested
No.
in her anatomy.
No.
Get-
What?
Take it easy, fellas. If Margaret was sitting there,
Dolphin was interested in her anatomy?
yeah,
That's
That's a crazy way to say you got a horned up dolphin.
if she was sitting there, Peter would examine the back of her knee because she thought he wanted to figure out how it worked. So you freaking dirty little pervs.
Or she wanted to fuck the back of her knee.
God damn it.
Their relationship eventually tipped
Bend
over
your knee a
into
little.
physical intimacy.
No.
No,
you.
dude.
Oh, you said calm it down. We were right on track. You tried to fucking M. Night Shyamalan this thing.
There was no M. Night Shyamalan.
You have upset the court.
This is just Pornhub.com.
Order.
Order.
Are you guys ready to keep going?
Tell me things pop off.
So on their third date.
Peter never called.
Lovat Margaret took to giving Peter sexual relief whenever he became too sexually aroused to participate in the experiments.
So she jerked off the dolphin.
Yeah. She said it was just easier to incorporate that and let it happen.
What? Easier for who?
It would become
Peter.
part of what was going on, like an itch that they just had to scratch.
You know what I mean?
Peter won the fucking lottery. He won the Dolphin lottery. He went back to his buddies and he's like, yeah, I don't know. They feed me a lot.
Yeah.
They just like ask me a bunch of questions. These chicks tugging me off every couple of days.
They have these things called hands and they're really great.
Dude, you would. We thought the chimps were crazy when they talked about thumbs, man.
You wouldn't believe what they can do with their hands. Margaret said that it seemed to make their bond closer. Get off of my story, Matt. Not because of the sexual activity, but because of the lack of having to keep breaking. So they were just able to quick yank one out and just keep trucking forward.
Get this off your mind, brother. All right, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
So, meanwhile, while Peter was getting jerked off,
I'm clipping that.
John Lilly was given LSD to the other dolphins.
Of course.
This is the Dolphin lottery.
That's what I
is,
saw. Just on a piece of paper said LSD.
So the idea with the LSD would be that
the hand jobs would be crazier.
I love hand jobs 100 times more.
They thought psychedelics would help them communicate.
You were right when you said you were going to have a hard time.
However, Margaret said, "Don't you dare give my Peter LSD." Peter was straight edge.
I hate this.
Margaret sounds like a little bit of a narc.
Yeah, dude. Margaret was trying to wife up Peter.
Yeah.
So then we go back to Frank Drake, the astrophysicist. He's just starting to get curious about what's going on with the study that he helped fund from NASA. So he sends down, not famous at this point yet, but Carl Sagan, who would become very famous
For something.
And he just sent down Carl Sagan to go see.
That's crazy.
I'm going to be honest here. I don't know who that is.
Matt is literally the oldest one out of us and no clue who that is.
The NASA man?
Sure.
I'll give you a quick synopsis.
No, we don't.
None of
Jesus
you guys
Christ.
really know who he is either.
I just know he's famous for being famous.
Okay.
He was an American astronomer, a planetary scientist, a cosmetologist, an astrophysicist, an astrobiologist, and a science communicator.
Does it say cosmetologist? Because I'm pretty sure that's somebody who does makeup.
Yeah, that's 100% what that is.
I just said it wrong. Cosmologist.
Cosmetologist.
He was
tell
doing
you about
makeup.
space and he'll also give you a sick facial.
Yeah. We're going right past it.
Oh, man.
He was just an extraordinarily brilliant man.
Okay.
So at the time, it was a young Carl Sagan. He was sent down there to go see how NASA's money was being spent. So like what was happening. So once he got down there, he saw that
not too thrilled.
they were giving hand jobs to dolphins.
It was a drug sex party.
They were drugging dolphins. So
They were just having dolphin Woodstock is what was
much.
happening.
this is where
Did they do like music therapy or anything? Like, did they try and play music for these dolphins and just like see what
it doesn't
happens?
say no. It didn't say anything about it.
Cody's
So
really looking for it
their
to be
main goal was
Woodstock.
just try to
It'd be
understand.
crazy.
Their main goal was just try to understand the dolphin language so that they can shoot that into space and see if anything responded to it.
Shoot that into space.
So
Fuck, how funny would that be if we shot off like dolphin communications out into the cosmos and we got a ping back from a different Earth's dolphins and we still can't decipher either one of them.
we got dolphin communication back. We're like, damn it.
And both Earths are like, well,
Alien dolphin.
we still don't understand what our dolphins are saying, let alone.
So now we have successfully have someone talking behind our back. We don't know why.
Fuck me. Wow.
So Carl Sagan gets down there and he's like, guys, what the fuck? So he goes back to NASA and NASA's like, you guys are done. We're pulling the plug. Here's where things get a little sad.
No.
Oh no!
So
And that was the last time Peter ever threw a rope.
once Peter was unable to throw more rope, him and Margaret were separated because the study was over. So
Clearly.
he went back to wherever Peter came from, and Margaret went back to wherever Margaret came from.
Somewhere with no hands.
And Peter drowned himself because dolphins need air. They need to go up and get air.
Mammals.
So he drowned himself because he couldn't be with Margaret anymore.
And you guys were pissed at me for the chimp smoking cigarettes.
Man, that one hit harder though.
I know. I didn't want to do it,
Jeez.
but I have to conclude the story.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. Let's put yourself in Peter's fins. You're a dolphin.
You son of
This
a
guy's
bitch.
going to justify this dolphin killing himself.
No, not the kill yourself part, but I mean, life looks pretty bleak after you got. Oh, well, I guess Peter didn't get LSD, but
Nobody
He
saw his
didn't get
buddies having
LSD.
a good
you
time.
get free food all the time, and you get hand jobs pretty much whenever you want.
So
and
not only do you get hand jobs all the time, you also went from a life of never having one
Right.
to getting them
All
and then
the
having them
time.
ripped away.
Yeah, it's either you want them all the time or don't ever show me that it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hold on, did it say hand jobs or I don't want to get gross here, but
There was no entry, if that's what you're asking me.
what about entry into the mouth?
Probably not, since it was probably underwater. So that might get a little complicated.
You could,
You could what?
come on, young fluffer nutter. tell
don't
us,
you-
tell us your
fluff
stories.
If you're quick enough, I guess.
yeah, I mean,
Is your mouth game
come-
that strong?
Come back up for air.
Mouth game that crazy.
So after all was said and done, they scrapped the experiment, and what they were planning to shoot into space never happened. They ended up going with something totally different, which Carl Sagan and Frank Drake did, which is called the Arecibo message. And that was shot. It was a 3-minute message, and it was beamed toward the M13 star cluster. And that will take approximately, all of this that they worked on, it will take 25,000 years.
Before it gets there.
Until it gets there. So it's like, really, guys,
Do
who
you-
gives a shit?
Yeah.
Do you have a dollar amount that they
spent?
invested into this?
I don't think it was 1960, so I don't think so.
$30. And that was for the lube and the LSD.
Let me go back up and see if they said anything.
I mean, if it's anything more than $1,000, this was a complete fucking waste
I mean,
of
it was
time.
1960 and it was NASA, so it was probably a considerable amount.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
for
probably a lot of money.
Right. What a slap in the face to NASA.
But so
What a
Like-
slap in the face to Peter.
I mean, yeah,
Poor guy.
suicidal dolphin.
so they think if they get a response, it'll be received in 50,000 years,
Tight.
Dope.
which is dope. Like,
It's
so
super
we'll
cool.
we'll all be around for that, and it'll be really fun. But all in all, to wrap this up, it wasn't just sex. Said Malcolm Brenner,
Dr. Brenner.
a different man who
Okay.
made headlines in 2010 when he confessed to having had a passionate 7-month affair with a dolphin.
No.
Wait.
This is a different person.
Yeah.
So people are
What,
still doing
man?
this. They're still trying to figure out how to communicate with dolphins. More recently, in 2010, Malcolm Brenner, he made headlines for confessing that he had a passionate 7-month affair. He said it wasn't just sex.
This guy came from that same
No, this is a different
Oh,
guy.
just
This is just a human
Oh
who
my
had
God,
the same
I was
What does it
experience.
mean he was having an affair with a dolphin? Don't tell my wife.
Don't tell my other dolphin wife.
He said the dolphin understood him. He felt that dolphins were no less intelligent than humans and that it was possible to find a shared language via
Getting it
sexual
on.
connection or a 7-month affair. I like were they chilling, smoking cigarettes with Azalea the monkey?
I don't understand. So this has nothing to do with the previous story that you just told. It's just part of this article is just saying, yes, there's also another man who thinks fucking dolphins is cool.
Yes. Well, it's not about the sex, Matt. He can't make that more clear. He insisted it wasn't just sex.
If it wasn't just sex, it wouldn't have been going on for 7 months.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Kevin, do you have to tell us something?
That's the end of my story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe we
If
were
you're
going.
trying to imply that I fucked a dolphin, I've never even seen. I've seen a dolphin, but I've never been close to a dolphin,
At what point in that guy's relationship?
physically or
I was
romantically.
gonna say emotionally.
Well, romantically, yes, but physically, I haven't gotten that close.
At what point in that guy's relationship?
I've aimed with a dolphin before.
At what point do you pick? I'm getting in the water, or no, you're coming to me.
I don't want to get in the water with a dolphin. They're big and they're scary.
This guy said I aimed with a dolphin.
Yeah, I was going to say
Technology from 15 years
right.
ago.
You hopped on MSN.
I knew you guys would get it, and I figured that was more relatable for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say FaceTime. You'll be like, FaceTime? Wait.
Man,
Watches, Casios? I don't get it.
What's time?
Kevin, I love that story. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's not
Thank you.
sundials.
I thought it was good. I had to spend a whole while reading it because I'm dumb. That was hard to follow.
You last week had a great story. This week, you back to back it.
I have to bring some heat or just drowned tomorrow.
Wow.
Or, I mean, not
come
tomorrow.
on.
Too soon,
Come
man.
on.
A little too
Come
soon.
on.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't even mean to do that.
Oh,
I
boy.
think that's a perfect time for us to slip into a little bit of an intermission.